Hi, it's us again, Joe and Lee from Roamin with the Rubes, and boy, did we get a surprise last camp that we went on.
That we did. It started with me smelling some gas. So Joe ran around and he checked the gas stove, checked the gas cylinder. All was good, the smell went away. Later that day, I smelt it again, didn't I? So off Joe trots around, checking everything once again. Smell dissipated.
Next day,
we could
that
smell
gas
it
smells
again.
back again.
Yes, same story. Joe checked everything, not a thing.
Anyway, later in the day, sort of mid-afternoon, it was getting pretty warm, and after a fairly purposeful visit to that little tent that we carry around with us, we discovered it was gas, but not the kind of gas that we thought.
It was coming from our porta potty.
It was, and that's really weird.
Yep, something we've never ever experienced before, so it was quite a unpleasant surprise for us, to say the least.
Couldn't figure it out, hey, just driving a spare. Anyway, we had to go to the dump point the next morning, and we found the culprit.
We did.
Anyway, the culprit was a little pressure relief valve on the porta potty. And anyway, after 6 years of, fairly regular use,
True.
I think the rubber just wore out and it started to leak, and leak with a vengeance. And, what sort of happens is you get a bit of pressure build up, and then the valve would leak and out would come that gas smell, and then it would sort itself. But it just kept getting worse over the day.
It did. And probably hot weather didn't help, really hot weather.
Help. Yeah. So, it's the way it goes. Like we said, we've had it for 6 years. I was really loath to throw it out and buy another porta potty, but like all things, I thought we probably can't buy spare parts for it. But I'm happy to report that Thetford carry a full range of spares for the porta potty.
They do.
And I thought, well, let's fix it up. Give it a refurbish. We might get another 5 or 6 years.
And it still looks really good.
Yeah, it does look good. Yeah. So this is how you go about it, folks, if your porta potty starts to pong. Okay, so here's our culprit, our lovely 165 cube porta potty. And here's what you're going to need to do the service.
Good starting point, Joe.
Most important is a pair of gloves, because we all know what's been going on here, and it's probably a good idea to be safe than sorry. Yeah, if I can figure out how to put these damn things on, I'll be... Here we go. I broke them.
No way.
So, anyway, I'll just quietly put them on.
One eternity later.
My goodness. I have a much greater respect for doctors now.
Dun, dun, dun.
So there we go. You'll also need a flat-bladed screwdriver, pointy nose pliers, and a pocket knife. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to replace the little seal valve, and this is called the lip valve for some reason, I don't know why. So those two valves are going to get replaced. And we're also going to replace the bellows here, which has developed a little bit of a leak when it's really full of water. So we'll do that one too.
Joe, how much do the parts cost?
About $100 all up. And I sort of thought a replacement porta potty, you can't buy this model anymore, but they're about $170 to $230. So I thought it's well worth having a go, getting it fixed.
For sure.
Let's get cracking. First up, we're going to replace the vent seal. It's pretty easy. You need to open the valve that into the bottom chamber, and the vent seal's just in here. So removal process is pretty straightforward. We pop a flat-bladed screwdriver And we just push it across and get it sort of loose. You'll see it drops. Then we grab some pointy nose pliers. We grab it and we pull it out like that.
Ooh.
And there it is. That's the vent seal. Now you'll notice that it is, you've got to be mindful that you put it back in the way that it came out. So you can see the sort of indented compartment in here. And you'll notice that the vent seal also has like a lip on it. Now that'll, we'll explain how that's important in a minute. We'll go get the new one ready to pop in. Got a confession to make. I took the gloves off. They're terrible to wear when you're trying to do something, so I will wash my hands very, very thoroughly when we finish. Now, we've dropped the valve seal in there, and here's what we have to do. It's not being held by anything. If you have a look on the side of that one, there's a little lip there. Now what happens is when you push this slider that opens the compartment, it's on a ramp and it pushes up and then locks that little seal in place. But before we do, this is just some seal lubricant that I found out about, specially made for these seals. Doesn't damage any plastic like a lot of hydrocarbon sort of sprays do. I'm just going to pop a little bit in there like that. I'm going to just put the screwdriver so the seal doesn't disappear down into the chamber, and we're going to shut it. And there we go. The valve is the valve seal is in place now, and hopefully will do its good work. So that's the valve seal done. Next we're going to do the lip seal, which is the big brother. So this one here, they call it a lip seal, and what it does is it actually seals the sliding valve in the tank. So let's get that one out. It's really simple. I just use a pair of pliers for this, and long nose pliers it is. We get inside there and we pull it back, and out she comes. So pretty straightforward. Now, taking note which way it come out, which is like this, with this lip up the top. The back is quite different, and that's what the slider seals on. So make sure you pop it back in the right way. And let's get our new seal ready to go in. Now, in the package, you'll find that there's actually a set of instructions that are quite well written. To do that seal, so you're not on your own.
That's good.
Very handy. The vent seal has a website that you can go to and you can watch a video. So here's our nice shiny new valve seal. Now if we look at the difference, have a look at the height of that one and have a look at the height of that one. You can see how much it's worn out. Looking at them side by side, can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, so this will make a worthwhile difference. And we just pop it in. It's very simple to pop in. You just work your way around there. Be mindful to give everything a really good clean before you do this job. Go. Oh yeah, I can really feel the difference there.
A little bit more resistance.
Yeah, quite a bit more resistance actually. Yep. Now I'm just going to use this seal again. Not seal, this lubricant. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on there. Make sure that it's easy to get in and out, and it is. And believe it or not, folks, that's the seals redone, and hopefully will give us another 4, 5, 6 years of odour-free toileting when we're camping. Won't that be good?
We hope so anyway.
We hope so, yeah. Now,
well done.
One more thing to do. Let's get this bellows pump sorted. So I'm going to just move the bottom tank down here. and we're going to go and approach this one. Now, this is a terribly brutal replacement. We need a knife for this, and we're actually going to go in here and we're going to cut the bellows out. Being careful not to slice ourselves. There we go. That's gone. Close the knife, and then we're going to get the rest of the bellows out with these pliers. Now, there is a glue sealer in there that may put up a fight, but let's see what we can do. We should be able to get her out. Here we go. I can see the sealer. Yeah, she's having a bit of a fight, hey? That's all right.
5 minutes later.
I might even try a little bit with a screwdriver. Yeah, it might help me prise it up a bit. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, you've just got to get... How unreal is that? There we go.
Well, there she goes.
She's on. Okay, so yeah, we finally got it all out. Now, there's a couple of little things attached to it. I'm going to just pull all this rubber off there. Okay. Now, what you have to do is pull that out. That little piece of pipe actually goes to the bottom of the tank, and this is what goes to the flusher. So we're going to pull that off. And there we go. We need to pull this off as well. Because we're going to pop it on the other bellows. There we go. So, in the bin with that one, I'm going to remove some of the sealer that's here. I'm going to try and remove as much of it as I can because it's old stuff. We want to replace it.
There's a lot there too, isn't there?
There's a bit there. Not too bad. Just going to get a little wet wipe. Give it a bit of a clean in there. It's amazing how much sort of grime falls down in between gaps. Okay. Now we're ready to put the new bellows in. Okay, so here's the replacement bellows. Now what you'll notice is that there's a little bit of tape here. We've got to replace these couple of little hoses. This is the one that goes to the bottom of the tank. If I take that tape off, we'll discover that there's some of that putty on there. Yeah. Okay, so they save you having to go to the bother of installing that on your valve. It seems to be going on okay. Yep, there we go. So that one's on. Looking for an end. It's almost like a roll of sticky tape, folks. You never find the end of it there. Oh, there we are. How do boys look, folks?
No comment.
No comment, she says. Crikey. So we'll take that one off. Another bit of that seal there.
Awesome.
And we have this tube which feeds over to the flusher. And we're going to pop that one in as well. A little bit of a push. Doesn't give you a lot of resistance there. There we go, we're in. And then the last step is to take this bit of tape off around here. And we're going to feed that down into the toilet. Now, what was demonstrated was you simply push the plunger down and that should seat it all in there.
Oh, yeah, a bit of water come out the bottom.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay, because there's still water in there. Well, folks, we know that flush is working now.
Definitely.
Okay. All right, that's basically the service done. Okay, now that we've put it all together again, we just need to make sure that we're not leaking at all. I've 3/4 filled this, and what I'm going to do is just tip it up and see that we have no leaks around the bellows there. So, over we go. Looks pretty good to me.
It does.
So that one's a win. Job done. Now I've done the same thing with this, and what I'm going to do is just set it up. The water should come to about here. We're just going to check that we don't get any leaks outside of those valves there. Looking good, folks.
Awesome.
So, there we have it. Our porta potties had a nice little service. With a bit of luck, we should be good for a few more years without any gas smells.
Well, that didn't seem like too big a job, Joe.
Now, isn't that what wives always say, especially after you've done a monumental servicing job like that? Hey, saved all that money.
I thought you did a good job.
Well, you're right. It was pretty easy, but there you go. It's well worth doing. Keeps these little bits of plastic out of landfill, and
For a bit longer.
you'll hopefully get a few more years use out of it. If you're interested, we've got a really comprehensive Thetford Porta Potti video on our channel. Go have a look. It's in the remarks, where we have lots of handy hints on the Thetford Porta Potti. So we hope you found this video useful.
If you did, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, and we will look forward to seeing you next time.
See you next video, folks.